The month is July. The year is 2005, and the police of the small town of Enumclaw, Washington are investigating the death of a man, particularly the man of Kenneth Pinyan. And what did Mr. Pinyan fall victim to? Well, to put it in the words of the officers, Kenneth died due to acute peritonitis that resulted from the perforation of the sigmoid colon during anal intercourse with a horse. That's right, your ears did not deceive you. Kenneth Pinyan died fucking a horse. And that's just the beginning. You see, surveillance cameras picked up the plate of a car that dropped off Kenneth at a hospital right before he died. The plate of the car that dropped him off was captured, leading detectives to James Michael Tate, who lived in a trailer next to a 39-acre farm. When the detectives arrived at the trailer, they found Mr. Tate and a couple of recordings, one of which being Kenneth being railed by a horse, whose nickname was Big Dick. Kenneth Pinyan also had a nickname, Mr. Hands. And the police couldn't charge Tate with any crimes, as at the time, bestiality was fully legal in Washington. But don't worry, the police stated they would investigate the farm, as if we're talking about sheep or goats, there could be some issues. That is a real quote. That is a real quote by head of police.
But horse?
But horse? That's okay. After more investigation, it turned out that many zoophiles had been meeting online and gathering at Mr. Tate's residence, where they would hang out, get drunk, and then line up to get plowed by horses. This entire event was broadcast nationwide and became a favorite among internet users of the time. It even led to a documentary in 2007 called Zoo, directed by Charles Mudede, that attempted to humanize the bestialists.
Maybe I just want to grab a horse by his nuts and then feel his balls, how they feel. They're warm.
Here are a few quotes from him about the town of Enumclaw and the entire affair. Everyone in Enumclaw is a horse person. The town includes all types of horse worship. It was a place where you could fuck horses and no one could tell. It was a paradise for a horse fucker. I'm sure they were very angry because they must have thought, we had it so good. I think the truth is that they lost a lot. Stability, a weekend vacation getaway, something to look forward to. They lost a community. Just remember, we are still talking about people who line up to get fucked by horses. Charles Mudede actually interviewed many of the zoophiles who engaged in these online chat rooms and meetups. And it seems the consensus among them, and I'm not exaggerating this, it is literally said, was that Kenneth Pinyan was just not strong enough to take being penetrated by the horse Big Dick. Mr. Mudede further added that the consensus among these zoophiles was, we can take a horse fucking and not have to go to the hospital. Kenneth was effete and new to it. He ruined it for us. This stuff is just... But like in a weird way, like I almost feel bad for him, you know? Like what they're doing is nasty beyond compare, but like it's obviously a mental illness. Like these people need help. So, and that thought process led me down the rabbit hole of psychoanalyzing zoophilia, because I want to go to bed wanting this world and all its inhabitants to burn to the ground. So to start, it's pretty widely accepted that zoophilia is spawned from childhood abuse, an early onset of sexual interest in animals, and just a higher level of sexual impulsivity. Authors and scientists have noted that zoophilia is more prevalent in rural areas where people have a lower level of intellectual prowess, and that this disorder is more frequent in patients with mood disorders and ones that suffer from substance abuse. Self-identifying zoophiles emphasize the emotional rather than the sexual aspect. They try to rationalize what they do to these animals under the pretense of love. The only issue being that it's a fucking animal. And here's a little fun fact. Apparently, in Brazil, around 34% of the population who has erectile dysfunction has had a sexual encounter with an animal. Go Brazil. Brasil número uno! That's where I'm going to stop, because going over all this is just making my brain rot. The link to the studies will be in the description below. Like the video if you want. I'll see you. Get out of here.
play with some manicured feet?
Boy, what the hell, boy?